When people think of the Duggar family, they often picture a large, tightly knit household built on strong values, faith, and unity. For years, they were known as one of reality television's most recognizable families, sharing their lives with millions of viewers. But behind that image, a series of scandals involving Josh Duggar has deeply shaken that foundation, and changed the family forever. Josh Duggar, the eldest son of Jim Bob Duggar and Michelle Duggar, was once seen as a role model within the family. As the firstborn, he carried a certain level of responsibility and visibility. But over the years, his actions have brought intense scrutiny, controversy, and heartbreak, not just to himself, but to everyone connected to him. The first major shock came in 2015, when reports resurfaced about inappropriate behavior from Josh's teenage years. Multiple victims came forward, including members within his own family. At the time, Josh publicly apologized, admitting to past wrongdoing and claiming he had sought counseling. The revelations were devastating and marked a turning point in how the public viewed the Duggar family. For many, that moment alone fractured the image of perfection the family had carefully built over the years. But what followed years later would have an even deeper impact. In 2021, Josh Duggar was arrested and later convicted on charges related to illegal material involving minors. The case drew widespread attention, not only because of the severity of the charges, but also because of the family's public profile. In 2022, he was sentenced to more than 12 years in prison, a decision that would permanently alter the dynamics within the Duggar family. From that point forward, the question was no longer just about Josh, it became about the family. How would they respond? Would they stand by him, or distance themselves? The answer, it seems, is complicated. His parents, Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar, have remained among his most consistent supporters. While acknowledging the seriousness of the situation, they have continued to express love for their son. In public statements, they emphasize their faith and their belief in the legal process, while also asking for prayers and support. Even after the conviction, they made it clear that they would not turn their backs on him, focusing instead on supporting his wife and children during an incredibly difficult time. That unwavering support, however, has not been shared by everyone in the family. Jill Duggar, one of Josh's sisters, has taken a noticeably different stance. Over the years, she has distanced herself from the larger family in various ways, and her response to Josh's case reflected that separation. While she has spoken about forgiveness in the past, she also made it clear that she respects the legal outcome and believes in accountability. Her statements suggested a more measured, realistic perspective, one that acknowledges both personal pain and the importance of justice. Jill's husband, Derek Dillard, has been even more outspoken. He attended parts of the trial and publicly expressed his belief that the verdict was justified. His comments indicated a desire for truth and transparency, especially after years of what he described as being misled or kept in the dark about family matters. Their position highlights a deeper divide, one between loyalty to family and the need to confront difficult truths. Meanwhile, Josh's wife, Anna Duggar, has remained firmly by his side. Despite everything that has happened, she has continued to support him publicly. The couple, who share 7 children, have faced immense scrutiny, but Anna has stood by her husband throughout the legal process and beyond. She even appealed for leniency during sentencing, describing him as a caring father and partner. Her decision has sparked debate among observers. Some see it as an act of loyalty and commitment, while others question how she continues to support him despite the circumstances. Regardless of perspective, it's clear that her situation is incredibly complex and deeply personal. Another voice within the extended family, Amy Duggar, has taken a much stronger stance against Josh. She has openly criticized his actions and called for justice for the victims. Unlike some other family members, Amy has not held back in expressing her views, making it clear that she believes accountability is essential. These differing responses paint a picture of a family that is no longer unified in the way it once appeared. Instead, it is a family grappling with pain, disagreement, and difficult choices. At the center of it all is a reality that many families face, though rarely under such public scrutiny: how to respond when someone close to you is involved in serious wrongdoing. Do you stand by them out of love? Do you distance yourself to protect your own well-being? Or do you try to find a balance somewhere in between? For the Duggar family, there doesn't seem to be a single answer. The impact of this situation extends far beyond headlines and public statements. It affects relationships, trust, and the way each family member moves forward. Some are focused on healing. Others are focused on justice. And some are trying to do both at the same time. Over the years, the Duggar family built their identity around unity, faith, and togetherness. But this chapter has tested those values in ways that few could have imagined. The differences in how each member has responded show that even the strongest families can face deep divisions when confronted with painful truths. As time goes on, it remains to be seen whether those divisions will heal or continue to grow. What is clear, however, is that the story of the Duggar family is no longer just about who they were, it's about how they navigate what they've become. And in that sense, their story is still unfolding.